Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Lia Noviana, MPM 1911040381. I'm from class 6H, and I'm here I will try to present my proposal entitled The Effect of Talking Stick Method on Student Speaking Ability at the Age Grade Students of SMPN 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara. Okay, the presentation agenda. The first, there are introduction. I will try to present about the introduction first. And on the introduction, there are background of problem, identification and limitation of the problem. There are formulation of the problem, objective of the research, significance of the research, relevant research, systematic of the research, and the last I will explain about the research method. Okay. The first is about background of the problem. In the background of the problem, phenomena of speaking ability. In the speaking ability, the lack of vocabulary and confidence will make students difficult to express their opinions, ideas, and feelings when in the learning process or exactly in learning speaking ability or learning speaking in the class. After that, there are identification and limitation of the problem. The first, there are identification of the problem. On identification of the problem, there are the student have a limit of vocabulary or lack of vocabulary. After that, student have a lack of confidence and difficulty to express their opinion when learning speaking process. And on the limitation of the problem, to prevent general discussion, the researcher will focus this research on the effect of talking stick method on student speaking ability at the age grade student of SMPN 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara. And the next, there are formulation of the problem. Based on the background and the limitation that was present above, the research question of this problem was formulated as follows. Is there any significant effect of talking stick method on student speaking ability at the age grade student of SMPN 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara? And the next, there are objective of the research and significance of the research. Okay, the objective of the research, based on the problem formulation, the research objective is to determine the effect of talking stick method on student speaking ability at the age grade student of SMPN 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara. And the next, there are significance of the research. The first, there are theoretically, and the next, there are practically. On theoretically, the findings of this study are designed to provide information about the effect of talking sticks on student speaking ability, but for readers and the next researchers. For practically contribution, hopefully the result of this research will useful for student and also for teacher. Here there are relevant research. I have two relevant research. The first from Yulia Prativi Restianti and Dita Adawiyah 2021, and the second there are Muhammad Rashid Shirgawi dan Iskandar Kamisa 2020. Okay, the first relevant research that conducted by Yulia Prativi Restianti and Dita Adawiyah, she make this research is to find out whether there is a significant difference between students who are taught using the talking stick cooperative learning method and those who are not. And for the second relevant research, there are Muhammad Rashid Sharagar Will dan Iskandar Kamisa 2020. He was made this research is to determine whether there is a significant effect of the talking stick model on speaking ability student in class 11 SMA Negeri 1 Padang Bolak Julu in the academic year 2020-2021. Okay, and the next, there are systematic of the research. On the systematic of the research, there are subject, research object, and the research place. Okay, for the research subject, the research subject were first semester age student at SMPN Negeri 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara. And for the research object, the object of the research is the talking stick effect or the effect of the talking stick on speaking ability. Okay, and the research place, the location of the research was at SMPN Negeri 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara or SMP Negeri 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara. Okay, and I will explain about the research method. And for the research method is, I am as the researcher, I will use quasi-experimental research. There are design of the study, and also there are population and sample. On the design of the study, there are group, measurement, independent variable, and measurement too. And the group, there are two groups on this research are and quasi-experimental. The first, there are experimental group, and second, there are control group. For measurement, there are pretest and pretest for experimental group and pretest for control group. After that, in independent variable, there are treatment by using talking stick for student. And the second in the control group is give material without treatment by using talking stick method. Okay, and the measurement is post-stat for experimental group, and then at the last there are post-stat for control group. And the population of this study or this research, the population of this study is the age grade student of SMP Negeri 11 Negeri 11 Kota Bumi Lampung Utara. And the research will take two classes for doing this research. The first class is class A, and the second one is class B. On the class A, there are 20 age student. On class B class or class B, there are 13 students. Okay, and okay, and I will continue to explain a little bit on the background of the problem. There are research issue. I was read several journal from relevant research, and I also was read about the thesis from the other research, and I found the issue of the research here. According to Rababa, when I read some journal, I was found the research issue from Rababa in Almira, sit in Lara Kartikasari, point out that there are many factors that cause students to have difficulty in speaking English as a foreign language. Some of these factors are related to the student themselves, the teaching strategies, the curriculum, and the environment. The factor of this related to the student is, for example, the student lack of vocabulary or difficultly getting meaning of understanding the conversation. They have like vocabulary, after that they don't have confident to explain their opinion or their mind or their idea when in speaking class. Okay, and after that, I will tell relevant research that I was read here is from I just take two relevant research from Yulia Prastiwi and also from Muhammad Rashid Siregar. Okay, from Muhammad Rashid Siregar, they was said that they make this research is for know the fluently or the fluently they're speaking for student that have been treatment by using talking stick. And in the study, he used pre-experimental design when they make this research, and after that they will know he will know the effect of talking stick model in speaking ability. Okay, and I have a gap of the research. I have gap research is about because he uh, focus and fluently, and also and he make this research with pre-experimental research. So the I will give gap, and this research is I will uh focus on vocabulary that used by student on their speaking, and I will use quasi-experimental. So in my study or in my research, I will make sure that talking stick can help student to make some conversation, or maybe can speak up in front of class using new vocabulary that have been I give for they are in the class. And after that, I will make sure that by using talking stick is have an effect of their speaking ability exactly in vocabulary when they are speak in front of class. Okay, and after that, there are why why I choose uh, to make this research, or I will in this study in this case their speaking skill is so really important for student. But in this era, the student have a lot of students that lack of vocabulary, of course, and they don't have confident to speak up in front of class when speaking class. After that, they don't have confidently to express their idea in speaking class. So I will try. I hope by using talking stick, they can improve their speaking skill, including aspect of vocabulary, and also their confidence, and also uh, they can speak up in front of class and give their opinion or idea for when in a learning process. Okay, and the last in my research, I will use quasi experimental, and in quasi experimental class there are uh, there are design of the study. On the design of the study, there are group, measurement one, independent variable, and measurement two. In the group, there are two groups, and there are group experimental group, and there are control group. Okay. In measurement one, there are pre-tests and also pre-test. I will give a pre-test for experimental class, and also pre-test for control group. Okay, in independent variable, the first in experimental class or experimental group, there are treatment by using talking stick method when they learn speaking, and after that, in the control group is without using treatment by using talking stick method. So in experimental, I will use treatment, but in control group is not use without treatment or not use treatment. And the measurement two, there are post tests for experimental group, and also post test for control group. So from that, I will know, as the research, I will know, is there any significant effect of talking stick in their speaking ability. And here there are population example. The population on this research is the age grade student on SMP Negeri 11 Kota Bumi, Lampung Utara, and the research will take two class for doing this research. The first is A class, and the second is B class. On the A class, there are 28 students, and in the class B or B class, there are 13 students. Okay, that's all about my explanation from my journal article or from my proposal. Okay, thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.